Oh yeah, this makeup beads. Who says you have to break the bank to achieve a snatched makeup look? Don't get me wrong, there are some high-end products that I absolutely adore, but that doesn't mean that they're a necessity when it comes to achieving a snatched, airbrushed makeup look. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to achieve this super pretty, soft, glam makeup look using only drugstore products. First things first, we're gonna start with clipping our hair back. We don't want it all up in our face. I've already got my skin prep out of the way, and if you guys are interested in what I use for my skin in the morning, this line up here is currently what I use, and it's been helping me a lot with my base as far as keeping my skin moisturized. First thing that we're gonna start with is brows. I always start with my brows no matter what. We're gonna be starting with the L'Oreal 24-hour brow lamination. I had actually sent this to me in PR. I had already seen a lot of the girlies rave about this product on TikTok, so I was super excited when I received it. My brows are sometimes really hard to manage, and I find that this product really glues down my hairs. Not to mention the spoolie is super tiny, so it's really easy to work with, and it's not super huge where a product is literally getting all over your skin. What I like to do next is use a brow tint pen. The one I've been using religiously for the past couple of years has been the NYX Lift and Snatch brow tint pen. If you have a lot of little sparse areas like I do, this tint pen is going to be perfect for you. But I am letting them grow out a little bit because I accidentally overshaped them. Now that your brows look like caterpillars, we're gonna go in and clean them. The concealer that I'm gonna be using is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-hour full wear. I go back and forth with two shades, first shade being vanilla and the second shade being cashmere. Cashmere is a little bit closer to my skin tone, so I'll use that when I really want to cover up some blemishes. And vanilla I'll use to brighten up my under eye a little bit more. But I like to grab a little product from the thing. A little bit will go a long way, so fair warning. We are going to be cleaning the outside of them, but we're not going to do that until we get to our base. We're going to move on to our eyes, and we're not going to be doing too much with our eyes. This is going to be very soft glam, very everyday wearable. I've blended out the concealer onto my eyelids to kind of use as the pre-primer. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to set it because we don't want our eyeshadow to crease throughout the day, especially if you're like me and you have hooded eyes. To set my eyelids, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Translucent Pressed Powder. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and pat it all along my eyelid. We're only going to be using one palette for this eyeshadow look. The palette that I'm going to be using is this Makeup Revolution The Smoky Icon eyeshadow palette. It has a bunch of neutrals in here which you can use for everyday wear. We're going to go in with this little transition shade here. You're just going to put that all over. I like to fluff this out a little bit towards my eyebrow tail as well. I'm gonna go in with this lighter shade here, tap it all over our eyelid. I'm gonna go in back with my fluffy brush, blend those together just to create a more seamless look. I personally like to do a shadow wing to give it a little razzle dazzle. I always tell the girlies that don't know how to do liquid eyeliner, start with shadow liner. It's easier to work with. Liquid eyeliner can definitely be scary. We're gonna be using a little angled brush. You wanna make sure that the tip isn't too thick. A little trick that I like to do so the shadow liner doesn't budge throughout the day is use a setting spray prior to applying, specifically using this Makeup Revolution Super Fix Super Hold misting spray. So freaking good. What I like to do is just spritz and then go into the eyeshadow that you'd like to use. In this case, going in with this grayish eyeshadow shade here and literally just stamp it on. We're gonna move on to lashes. My lashes are super straight. They will not curl unless I use an eyelash curler and a waterproof mascara.
If
you guys have seen my previous videos, you guys will know that I had lash extensions. I had those on for a couple weeks, so right now I'm just trying to give my lashes a break. But we are going to be using some clusters to put towards the end of our eye. It's a very, very rare occasion where I use lash strips now. By the way, guys, the lighting is probably going to change in here. It has just been so gloomy, rainy for the past 2 weeks, so we got our eyelashes out of the way. We're gonna get started on our base now. For primer, we're gonna be using the e.l.f. Power Grip Niacinamide Primer. Honestly, this is the first time that I've used the pink one and I freaking love it. Maybe a little bit more than the blue one just because this does have skincare in it. Okay. Before I apply any sort of foundation, I like to cover up any blemishes that I might have. I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, shade Cashmere, which is the one that I told you guys was a little bit closer to my skin tone. I'll just put a little bit on any areas that I feel need a little bit more coverage to blend it with a brush. Next, I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Now, a lot of people love this, a lot of people hate this. I can understand both sides. I personally really like this. I use this every time I do my makeup. Honestly, I won't ever use foundation. Most of the time, I'll use this. Now, because we're going to do a little bit more coverage, we're going to be using foundation. Foundation I'm going to be using is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I don't know why these don't have a pump. They really should. This is going to be the part where we carve and clean up the top of our eyebrows. For contour slash bronzer, I'll be using the NYX Wonder Stick dual-ended shaping stick. This will literally last you forever. To grab a dense little brush like this and just get product from the stick itself. Back of my hand, I take off any excess. And then I start a little bit under the high points of my cheeks. Moving on to blush, I have a lot of blushes. I will say that my most affordable one and still just as good is going to have to be my Essence blush stick. It's a super tiny little thing. It just doesn't run out. I'll use a little blush brush, apply it on the high points of my cheeks. We're gonna do some concealer. Going back in with my L'Oreal Infallible. We're gonna be using both shades this time. Cashmere around the middle. Vanilla towards my inner corner, and more cashmere. In order for your products to blend super seamlessly, you want to make sure that you're hydrating. I've been loving this Physicians Formula Diamond Setter Setting Spray. Lately, the way I've been blending my concealer is I'll use a little tapered brush like this first, and I'll go in with a damp beauty blender after. To set our under eyes in place, we're going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. And we're also going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder in shade Translucent again. Into the pressed powder first and gently set under my eyes. Next thing we're going to do is bake a little bit. I like to get a fluffy little brush and very lightly press that under my eyes. Kind of just set the rest of my face. We're gonna be putting some color back into our face, starting with bronzers. So I've been using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer Palette, and a little bit goes a long way. For blush, I'm gonna be using my Juvia's Place Volume 4 Blush Palette. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of the loose Fit Me powder and just carve underneath my blush and my contour. Bring back some moisture and use the Physicians Formula Diamond Setter again. On top of that, use the Super Fixing Spray from Makeup Revolution that we used earlier to really lock in the makeup. We're gonna do a little bit of eyeshadow close to our waterline using the same colors that we used. You can go into that same eyeshadow liner shade. Just kind of bring it back to life because I know with all the powders and everything, it can sometimes look a little bit faded. We're gonna finish it off with some mascara. I'm still gonna go in with my waterproof mascara. Now time for one of my favorite parts, which is lips. For today, I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl liner. For gloss, I always top it off with my NYX Butter Glosses. I have been obsessed with the shade Fortune Cookie lately, which is this super pretty nude light gloss. I just feel like this color combination is so stunning. Honestly, just goes with any kind of look. Okay guys, this is the final look. Oh yeah, this makeup beats. We're coming towards the end of the video. If you guys are interested in any of the products that I listed in this video, everything will be linked in the description box below. If you guys have ever tried any of the products that I used today, let me know if they have been a hit or a miss for you. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!